Unit 1, Switching Techniques for Voice and Data, Part 3. So first is the introduction. The most digital switching system have quasi-distributed hardware architecture, since they maintain the control of switching functions through an intermediate processor. All digital switching systems employ a multiprocessor subsystem for the best understanding of communication and control process. The architecture of working digital switching system is very complex with many subsystems. All present-day digital switching systems include minimum software which are necessary for the implementation of call processing for all the levels of control structure. In modern digital switching system, many call processing functions are performed by using interface controller. Some of the call processings are call identification, call routing, path setup between the subscriber, digital translation, call status and billing, etc. So, call processing. There are some basic steps to process a call, or there is a sequence of operation. A sequence of operation takes place for setting up a call between calling and called subscriber. So first is idle state. Here the subscriber's handset is in on hook position. The line is idle and the exchange is monitoring the line continuously. So at this state, the subscriber handset is on hook condition and exchange is ready to detect the call request from the subscriber. Next is call request signal or call request identification. Here the subscriber sends call request to exchange. Here the exchange identifies a line requiring for a service. When the handset is lifted, the current flow in the line called sees signal indicates the call request. So here subscriber sends call request to exchange by picking up the handset. Next is providing a dial tone. Once the seed signal is received, an exchange sends a dial tone to the calling subscriber to dial the number. Next is address analysis. Once the first digit received, the exchange removes the dial tone and collect all numbers. Then the address is analyzed for the validity of the number, local, STD or the ISD, etc. If the number is valid, a recorded message may be sent to the calling subscriber and terminates a call request. So determination of originating class of service. There are range of the These are the range of services available for the subscriber like call bearing. Hence it is determined before setting up the connection. Identification of calling party. Exchange ensures the calling party so that the correct party is billed for call. Then connection to calling line. Exchange now set up the connection. Call the identification. The exchange determines the required outgoing line termination from the address that it has received. The address signal, that is caller dials the number to instruct the exchange about routing call to desired destination. Next is selection of outgoing line termination. The caller dials the DN. Exchange convert it into EN, that is equipment number, to identify the correct destination line termination. Determination of terminating class of service. The COS of called party is determined and accordingly procedure to handle the call is terminated. Testing call line termination. Exchange checks for the call line termination before making connection. That is, it check for the status of the line, the status of call subscriber. The call line may be busy or free or unavailable or even out of service. In the case of a PBX where the customer has group of lines, the exchange tests each termination until either it finds a free one or all found busy. For busy, the number unobtainable or the handset of who. A status signal or the call process signal is sent to the calling subscriber for the line termination. Now the exchange resumes. Next is ringing. Once the exchange finds the called subscriber is free, power ringing is provided to the called subscriber and audible ringing to the calling subscriber. Path setup. When the called subscriber lifts his handset, the line is looped and ringing is removed. Once the conversation started, the exchange completes the connection between the subscriber. Supervision. The exchange supervises the connection to detect the end of the call of charging. Connection to the call line termination means exchange set up the connection. Alerting called customer means ringing tone is sent to called subscriber. Answer signal means called party picks up the handset and answer signal is sent to exchange. Then completion of connection. Then conversational state, that is exchange only supervises the connection to detect end of the call. And the last is the clear signal. Once the need for the connection is over, either customer may replace his handset, it causes the line current cease and provides a clear signal to exchange. If the calling subscriber replaces his phone set, the clear signal sent to the exchange is called clear forward signal. If called subscriber do first, the clear signal is called clear backward signal. So clear signal means when each subscriber replaces handset, the line current cases provides a clear signal to the exchange. And the last is release of connection means exchange releases the connection upon receiving the clear signal and line resumes to idle state. Next is signal exchange. There are two types of the diagram which are used to represent the sequence of the events between the subscriber and exchange. They are the signal exchange diagram and the state transition diagram. Both diagram can be used to specify the behavior of different control units in switching center. For the local call, the steps involved in processing a call. Once the conversion is over, the exchange will be at idle state. But in general, there are two types of difficulty arises. So here forward signal means the signal sent from the caller towards chord line are known as the forward signal, and the backward signal means the signal sent from the called party towards caller party. So this is the diagram which shows the signal exchange diagram. It consists of the calling terminal, and at the end it is a called terminal, and in between it is a switching system. Now the calling terminal and the switching system is connected by the C's, that is seed signal is given. Then dial tone, address, status, conversation, clear forward and clear backward. And the in between last two blocks, that is switching system and the call terminal, it is connected by the call line, state of conversation, clear forward and clear backward. Now the called subscriber held. This condition arises when the called subscriber replaces the handset but the caller does not. In this case, the caller does not originate a call or receive a call. Permanent loop condition. This condition occurs when caller replaces the phone but the called subscriber does not. But the called subscriber does not. Now a loop present between the call and the exchange, and it results in busy tone to another call to the same called subscriber. In storage system, this condition is called permanent glow condition. Now the signal exchange diagram also consists of idle state. Second is the call request sent, a signal sent from the customer. Third is the identification of the COS of caller. Fourth is the identification of calling party. Next, connection to the calling line. Next, proceed to send signal, dial tone sent to the calling party. Next, customer dials a number. Next, identification of outgoing line from received number by. Next is determination of COS of call party. Next is exchange checks status of the line. Next, exchange sends the status signal to the call party. Next is connection is set up. Next is ringing tone at call party's end. Next, call party answer the call. Next, connection complete, conversation state. Clear signals are received by exchange. Release of connection and back to idle state. So these are the steps for the signal exchange for local call. Next is common control system subsystem. In order to avoid the complication and to make it easier for the subscriber to place a call, two main ideas were implemented by the common control subsystem. The ideas are: the first is the routing of the call should be done by the exchange but not by the numbers dialed. Next, a unique identification number should be allotted to the subscriber. The UIN contain the number of exchange of the subscriber and the number of indicating the line of the subscriber. A unique identification number should be allotted to the subscriber. The UIN contains the number of the exchange of the subscriber and the number indicating the line of the subscriber. So in this method, there is no connection made until entire number is received. The number is stored in memory and the information conveyed by the number is translated by the logic circuitry into the instruction to switch contact mechanism, which then contact the appropriate connections. After establishing the connection, the logic circuitry is free to service other calls, so the subscriber handling capacity is much more. In step-by-step switching system, there were disadvantages like for the entire call duration, the whole set of the switches including contacts and relay mechanism are busy and are not available for serving other calls. For particular number, the subscriber location is fixed. Slow switching system and responds only one subscriber at a time, so limited facility. So common control performs specific call processing function, hence the functional division is necessary in control of switching system. The common control is brought only when the task is to be performed and released immediately after that. It can be used on time division as well as space division basis. These common control units are designed using the relays, electronic digital circuit, SPC. SPC common control is more flexible. The methods which are used for the interconnection of the common control and the trunks of the switching networks are auxiliary switching network, tree network, use of main switching network, buses and scanning. Now here the separate network of the switches is needed for the interconnection of common controls and the trunks. Sometimes, if multiple requests for the use of common control arises, the contention occurs. This can be resolved with the use of the circuit called one only selector, alloter or an arbiter. Next is reliability, availability and security. Now in case of common control system, the exchange depends on small number of equipment so that they may be designed for the high reliability to obtain a long mean time between the failures. Mean time between failures means MTBF. In stored program control system, the software must be very reliable. Without security, the existence of a system comes under the doubt. Therefore, security should be provided in the switching system. Measures should be to provide security, that is to ensure the correct operation even when faults are present in the system. The security measures that are used are as follows: line circuits, switching network, common control, central processors. As the termination of unit of the subscriber line contain very few components, so that it suffer a less fault than the line itself. No additional measures are required to obtain the availability. If each incoming trunk has access to a sufficient number, the trunks on each route to give the required GOS is known as the limited availability. The availability is defined as A is equal to MTBF divided by MTBF plus MTTR. Now MTBF means what? Mean time before failure, and MTTR means mean time to repair. So the signal processor availability is given by A equal to MTBF by MTBF plus MTTR. MTBF means mean time between failure, MTTR is mean time to repair. Unavailability means 1 minus A. and U is equal to, that is U means unavailability, that is equal to 1 minus MTBF divided by MTBF plus MTTR. So U is equal to MTTR divided by MTTF plus MTTR. Now MTTR means mean time to repair. If MTBF is greater than MTTR, then U is equal to MTTR by MTBF. These are the equations which we have to remind. Dual processor system is said to have failed only when both processors fail and the total system is unavailable. The MTBF of dual processor is given by, it is MTBF of dual is equal to MTBF square by 2 MTTR. So unavailability is U, which is equal to A minus D, 1 minus AD. So 1 minus equation of AD is written here, where MTBF of D is, it is for the dual processor. So these values are substituted here. Availability is MTBF of D divided by MTTR plus MTBF of D. So values substitute and we get the equation for AD. So the switching system must be reliable. Use of common control reduces the probability of failure of exchanges. Therefore, they must be designed according to high standard of reliability. This results in long mean time between the failures. In SPC, the software should be reliable. If the equipment fails, the fault must be diagnosed and rectified, and this can be explained by using the term availability. The required availability approaches, the unity measures should be taken to ensure security and correct operations without fault. The security measures employed are line circuit, switching network, common control, central processor. Link failure affect more on time switching network as compared to space division switching network. However, time sharing reduces the number of equipment. Usually, for common control equipment, extra backup is kept. Therefore, even if one fails, there is a very little effect on the service. This is one in a n spring method. There should always be a more than one central processors. So this is all about the availability, reliability, availability, and the security. Next is switching techniques. The switches are the hardware and or software devices which are used to connect two or more users temporarily. Message switching, there are three types: message switching, circuit switching, and packet switching. These are the most important switching methods. The terminals of the message switching systems are usually teleprinters. The switching is also called the store and forward switching. The circuit switching sets up the connection between the telephone, telex network, etc., which interchange information directly. Thus, circuit switching is also referred as lost call system. The modified form of message switching is called packet switching. Packet switching system carries data from terminal or computer as short packets of the information to the required destination. This system is midway between the message switching and the circuit switching. So first is message switching. In in message switching, there is no direct link between the sender and the receiver. A message delivered to the destination is rerouted along any path before it reaches the destination. It was common in 1960 and 1970s. In message switching, no complete connection is required. In message switching, no complete connection is required. Thus, the each message includes a header contain the destination address, routing information and priority information for special cases.